Hi everyone, it's Wendy in a new video. If it's your first time here, please subscribe because we are going to talk about intermittent fasting multiple times in this channel. So if it's something that you're interested in, please subscribe. So today I am going to give you I said six, the six different type of intermittent fasting. So you're going to be able to actually find what works for you because I had some comments mentioning that my type of intermittent fasting was not healthy, was this and that. So I'm going to clarify a lot of points. And by the way, since the last video, your girl has lost an additional 5 pounds. I don't know if you can tell by the face. If you look at my previous videos, you'll see the difference, especially in the face. You cannot see my body, but it is what it is. So there is definitely six type of intermittent fasting. I'm going to talk about each one of them, and I'm actually took some notes to categorize them in order of difficulty. To me, it's not really about being difficult. I feel like it's more about what suits you better. So I'm going to talk about that, and you're going to be able to choose what works for you. Okay? So, first of all, I just want to mention the basic thing that you really need to understand about intermittent fasting, because there is a lot of ignorance about the intermittent fasting lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle. It's not something that you're going to do just for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and then you're going to go back to your old ways. I warning, warning. If you do intermittent fasting, and you go back to your old ways right away, right where when you actually reach your target, your goal, it's very dangerous because you're gonna gain all the weight back. Like, I have to be honest, okay? I have to warn you about that. And there is also a way to transition from intermittent fasting to eating like society eats, which is 3 meals a day and snacks and whatever. But that's a different video. That's why I say if you're new on this channel, please subscribe because I'm going to talk about this topic. There's so many layers that I cannot do just one specific video to cover everything. So let's get into it. The first and the easiest intermittent fasting type is what we call the 12-hour intermittent fasting. So for 12 hours, you're going to eat, and for 12 hours, you're not going to eat. And actually, it should be pretty easy because you can get, let's say you start your breakfast at 7, you eat your lunch, and then you eat your dinner at max 7 p.m. So it's very important. And the reason why, and it's going to apply to every other category, the reason why is because the benefit of intermittent fasting, the reason why we fast is because while we are not eating, our body is forced to find energy somewhere else. And where it's going to tap is going to tap in your fat, and you're going to burn fat just because our body needs functions in a way. I mean, I'm not a scientist, but I know that we need to stay alive, and for that our body, our beautiful body, is always working, always working, always working. So if you give your 12 hours to your body to not work on digesting, then it's going to, first of all, work on other things. So it's very healthy. Also, it's a type of detox. And also, if you leave your body free from food for a certain amount of time, it needs to be a lot, minimum 12 hours. For 12 hours, your body is going to look for energy, and it's going to look for the energy in the part of your body where you have fat, and that is what is beautiful with intermittent fasting, and I feel like it's not. I cannot stress that enough before criticizing, or ask questions, or maybe do your research, because it's not just the fact that you're not eating, because there is a different the second step. It's the fact that you also allow your body to actually look for energy somewhere else, and that somewhere else is your fat, simply. And that's what I wanted to mention, and it's going to apply to every type. So of course, the more time you give your body without food, the more is going to look for energy in your fat cells. So we already spoke about the 12-hour one is pretty easy, and I feel like I don't need to spend hours on it. The next one is the 16 hours fasting. So basically, you're going to skip one meal. Usually, is the breakfast to achieve the 16 hours. So your body is left without food for 16 hours. So it's 16 hours where your body is going to reach for energy. Where? In your fat. I would love to get rid of this, but that's another. You're not here for that. Okay, okay. I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm going back. And the third one, the third fasting is eating twice a day. So that's a different kind of fasting. Some people decide that they are going to eat breakfast. They're going to skip the lunch, and they're going to eat dinner. That's a way of achieving a weight loss, because you are removing a meal, and therefore you're consuming less calories, because also you need to make sure that while you are on your fast, that you're eating healthy. The only problem that I have with that is I like to keep the moment that I eat stuck together, so that I really have 16 hours, 12 hours where my body doesn't know where to get energy anywhere else but in my fat cells. So if you do the 2 meal per day, that's perfect. And I will suggest either you do breakfast, lunch, or you do lunch and dinner. And the fourth one is the alternate day fasting. So this one is helpful, especially also maybe a little easier. Actually, it's going to be up to you to decide which one suits you the best. But when you alternate the days, it means that one day you eat 3 times a day, and then there is a second day where you're going to, then the next day where you're going to choose one of the multiple type of fasting. It's going to be up to you if you want to go a little harder, or if you want to do the 12-hour the second day, or if you want to do the 16-hour. So I feel like it's a good transition at the beginning, because it can be kind of uncomfortable at the beginning, because also it's a pattern. In society, we're used to eating 3 times a day, 3 times a week. Don't do that. You gotta eat. Eat your food. Eat your food. Don't forget to eat your food. But yeah, so basically, you alternate the days, and you choose which type you would like to use. And then there is the fasting that I am personally using, and I know already. Let me get my hair together before someone is trying to. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. I promise. When I'm done, when I'm going to say what I say, please do not go on your keyboard and harass me with it's not healthy and this and that and whatever. The next type is the 24-hour fasting, meaning for me, I eat in the evening, either at 7, 8, 9, or 10. Um, Honestly, when you do the 24-hour fasting, it doesn't really matter if, I mean, 24 is 24, okay? So it can be 26, it can be 27, but at this point, your body had the entire day, had a whole lot of hours to tap in your fat cells. So basically, I eat every day in the evening one meal, giving my body 24 hours to tap in the fat cells. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to say, you are starving yourself. And actually, I'm not. I don't have the sensation that I have to eat, or I'm used to it. And if you actually, I will suggest to watch my previous video so you understand how I ended up doing the intermittent fasting, the 24-hour intermittent fasting. It was by accident. I was sick, and I could only eat once a day because I was not hungry. And I was like, oh, I lost some weight. Okay, okay, okay. And but it lasted 2 weeks, so my I was already used to it, so I just kept going with it. It's more intense, but if you thought that this one was intense, we have the last one, which is the warrior diet. So the warrior diet, um, it's not for the birds. It's not for the birds. So that's something that I actually do every once in a while, but honestly, sometimes it's just because I'm lazy and I don't even feel like making something to eat. I know it's terrible, but I'm not a nutritionist. I am not a doctor. Please consider that it is coming from someone who's trying to share what worked for me in terms of weight loss. 45 pounds down. Okay, and at the beginning, and especially, I feel like the 24-hour um, intermittent fasting, I feel like it's a good boost to lose weight. So if you want to go slow, 12 hours, 16 hours. If you want to go a little harder, you can be like, okay, I'm going to alternate between eating normally and then eating not well, fasting using the 12-hour or the 16-hour. You can ease your way up. You can ease your way in, but for me, the 24-hour intermittent fasting works really well. And actually, one thing that I need to mention is while you are fasting, water, tea, coffee, decaffeinated coffee is amazing for your metabolism. So I could even get it in decaffeinated. So you can have it like before going to bed. You can have it. No, you can have a couple of them. It's not going to. You're not going to be like shaky, and so it's an option, and it actually really helps to stay full, especially water. hmm And I love this bottle. I already talked about it. It gives me basically the time when I need to drink, like a little kid. I look at it and I'm like, ah, time to drink. If it's so cheap, you can go on Temu or Shein or I don't know. I'm in Lisbon, Portugal. I found it in a supermarket. It was really cheap, but but it reminds me. And it's yellow. It's yellow. There is color, so it reminds me that okay, now it's actually time to drink. Like I'm looking at the bottle. It's been 3 hours and I'm still here, and I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, definitely a lot of fluid, lots of fluid. And so to go back to the warrior one is the one where you are going to skip a day and then alternate between skipping a day and doing your intermittent fasting for 20 hours. So we are not talking about alternating days that you eat normally, and days where you choose a type of fasting. This the first fasting, the first type of fasting, 12 hours, 16 hours, alternating, eating 3 times a day, and one of the two type of intermittent fasting. So this one, as I said, sometimes I do it, but it's really because I'm lazy, and I do have to say that it's very intense. If you want to lose major weight, it's going to work. But the thing is, I don't see myself maintaining this type of fasting in the long run. As a boost, I can skip a day. And actually, yesterday I didn't even eat, and I was in my bed, and I was like, "Am I hungry or am I sleepy? Am I hungry or am I sleepy?" And lately, sleeps wins all the time, all the time. So these are the 6 types of intermittent fasting. Now, I received some comments mentioning that it's very important to think of working out, to work out, to go to the gym, because I posted a short, and actually my previous video was about me losing 45 pounds. I lost 45 pounds with no exercise and only using the intermittent fasting. I am not going to make up a story. That's how it worked for me. So I'm sharing. I hope and I know that this video is not going to be watched by kids. You already know that when you are receiving information, you take whatever you vibing with, or what makes sense for you, and what is actually achievable for you, and you leave everything else for somebody else. It's just the way to go. So yeah, so the comments were, you need to talk about working out. It's very important to talk about working out, etc., etc. On my end, what I can share is the 45 pounds that I lost was without working out at all. And it was actually my colleagues, my mom, that I was saying like, every day. It would take her like time to notice that I would lose weight. But sometimes after 2 days, 3 days, people were like, "Oh, you lost weight," and it was, "Oh, you lost weight. Like, oh, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm losing weight. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you." But definitely, it's sometimes people are so sensitive. I had a guy from the gym. Of course, you need to work out. But what I will say is, remember, and I'm sure you've heard this time and time again, and it's a fact. If you want to lose weight, it's 80% the food that you eat. It's 80% what you put in your mouth. What you put in your mouth is 80% of the results that you're going to get. Exercise is a boost. Exercise, actually, if you get, I'm trying to get to a point where I want to um, shape my body. But before that, I chose for myself to lose weight first and to see how my body is now in my 30s. Where do I have fat? It's mainly my thighs, my bum, and my breast. Um, and it is what it is. So once I actually know and I see what is the situation under the fact, then now I'm willing to actually took a subscription to go to the gym. Say hooray! But in no way, shape, or form am I saying that you don't need to go to the gym. So if specifically if you do the 12-hour intermittent fasting, definitely go to the gym. The 16 hours, definitely go to the gym. The alternate one, go to the gym the days that you are not using any type of fasting. And the 24-hour fasting, I will definitely suggest to be comfortable, in your fasting and the way you eat. One thing also that I do, and I know some people are gonna be, it's not super healthy. Sometimes what I do, so for instance, the last week I was eating carbs. It was a delicious meal, and now for the next few days, I'm going to remove carbs and go on a salad, but as they call it, I don't remember who called it like that, but it's sexy salad with a lot of these delicious things in it and very filling. And I'm going to even have on the side, actually, I said no carbs. A lie. On the side, I'm going to have my fries. So, because basically the salad is going to be like water, and the dressing and the everything else is going to give me a little something, and then I have my fries. Also, on the 24-hour intermittent fasting, I never forget to take especially at the beginning, to take my vitamins because I didn't know how to eat and to be able to sustain a 24-hour intermittent fasting. On this channel, I am not pretending, I am not showing off. I'm telling you how it worked for me. And I'm sharing also the trials and error. My error at some point was to be like, I'm only going to eat salad and I'm only eating once a day. Bye. Oh my God. My head was spinning, spinning. I was losing weight, but it was hard. It was hard. But now I know what my body needs. But and I can tell when it's I need either iron, magnesium. I definitely have to take a supplement, but it's like most people, even people who eat 3 times a day and even more than 3 times a day, we used to be deficient overall when it comes to magnesium. And for us women, especially around our our menstruation, I don't know. I mean, come on, it's natural. I was trying to find a fancy word, but yeah, your period, your menstruation. Definitely look into making sure that you're getting your iron because you can get anemic, and I don't want that for you. So that's that. So I don't want to keep this. I don't want to make this video too long. I promise, please. I am going to talk about the working out part in a next video. So again, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to this channel and let's do this together. I am 45 pounds.